I've overheard you saying that you could name 10 British heavyweights who could beat Anthony Joshua. Could you name them?
Certainly, yeah. I've got them here. I've been going through it and I've got some historic ones back in the day. Joe Bugner, British European champion, went the distance with Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. He would have been great engine, great chin. Even the Joshua power, he would have been relying on most of the people I'm going to mention. He would have been relying on the power to knock out. And he'd have hit Joe Bugner flush and he still took his shot. Went the distance, as I said, with twice with the great Ali and Joe Frazier. He'd have been too durable, too much of an engine, a 15-round fighter. He would have had Joshua either on points or late on stoppage. He'd have been too accurate to stop him late on. Henry Cooper, smaller man, but look what Usyk does to him, beats him recently. So knocked out the great Muhammad Ali with Henry's hammer. He'd have come round, found a way over, crashed his left hook into him. Henry Cooper. If he could have Ali out, he would have had him out, yeah. Frank Bruno. Frank, good solid fighter, was underestimated in my opinion. Good solid fighter, would have out-jabbed Joshua. Would have been a match of the big right hands, but I think Frank would have outboxed him. If you can outbox Lennox Lewis for 8 rounds, which Frank did in their fight, the great, brilliant Lennox Lewis, he'd have certainly outboxed Joshua. And if he'd have got in, he'd have broke his nose up, just as Povetkin did. He'd have followed up with the right hand, and Bruno was a better fighter, and he would have knocked him out. That's 3. The other one would have had him is Britain's Tommy Farr. Went a really hard man, again a smaller man, more in the Usyk category, but that's proven smaller men could beat AJ. And from the Valleys, Tony Pandaterra, Tommy Farr had his face beaten in for 15 rounds, not beaten in a really competitive fight, absorbed massive amounts of punches from the great hard-hitting, the longest ever reigning heavyweight champion, Joe Louis, and withstood his power. He would have withstood Anthony Joshua's power, but the fact is he would have known too much. He would have been too much of a natural warrior. He'd have found a way round, he'd have got through, and he would have broken him down on a late stoppage. And no doubt, in my opinion, Tommy Farr. And the other one, historic fighter, would have beaten him, would have been Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis would have just hit him with his backhand and knocked him out at some point through the fight. Lennox was a clever, cagey fighter. Okay, he walked onto a couple himself, Lennox. It's heavyweight boxing through his career. And he avenged his defeats. But he was quite a cute boxer. He didn't take undue chances. And a fighter of Joshua's knowledge would not have got through. That'd have been the 5 through. He'd have hit him with the backhand and knocked him out. That'd have been the 5 historic British fighters. And what were the names of some current ones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really,
yeah,
one really
right.
obvious one. Yeah, Daniel Device will beat him because he already has. He's knocked him out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tyson Fury. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Tyson Fury is as good as ever, but I must say his punch resistance seems to be maybe lacking a little bit. But he said something recently when he boxed superbly against Usyk. He's gone down in weight a little bit, and he felt like it affected his punch resistance. But we know he has a great art. Joshua hits him. If he hits him, he gets up. He'll be looking out for one punch only. Joshua's right hand, right uppercut, and he wouldn't put his head low enough at 6'9" for the uppercut, and he would away. He'd break him down, knock him out. Tyson Fury will knock him out any stage of his career, now early on. So Tyson Fury will beat him. Of today, Fabio Wardley, strong, come through the unlicensed ranks, not huge, but a natural warrior and learning the game all the time. Tough man, he'd bring the fight to him. Joshua would have a puncher's chance, but if he hit this fella, I think he'd take his power. Fabio Wardley would beat him, in my opinion. Moses Atamo, if they made a fight for a year, Moses Atamo would beat him. Because we're now going to think he's in his 35th year, he's aging, he's declining. He's been knocked out lots of times in sparring. Moses Atamo and Big John Fisher, again, once a top fight is made, big strong lad, good honest fighter, he'd take it to him. Big John Fisher, I really believe, another 6 months. Even now, actually, I think Moses Atamo maybe need a fight made in a year, before he can handle him. But Big John Fisher's ready. And one I've forgotten about, Prime David A. Prime David A would have stayed on the outside, missed his right hand and caught him with that fast counter. I think we paid too much into the defeats of David A to a prime Vladimir Klitschko, yeah. A prime Vladimir Klitschko was awesome, yeah. And okay, he still went the full route, of course, but he was outclassed there. And we also paid too much attention to Tony Bellew. I've got all the respect in the world for Tony Bellew. I actually thought he was a better fighter at heavyweight and cruiserweight than he ever was light heavy. He's a real warrior, but I think he did have an aging and an underprepared. He didn't have a prime David A. I'm not saying who's going to win that fight. I'm not being disrespectful to any of them. I'm just saying a prime David A to me comes on the counter, hits with that massive right hand. He's one of the heavyweights that could hit the 14 and a half, 15 stone like some of them. Deontay Wilder, David A could deliver great power. Mike Tyson, 15 stone. I'm probably forgetting a few more of it. Some real Joe Louis, 14, 10. Some real hard it was at that weight.
What about Fraser Clark?
And Big Fraser's 18 stone. But he could whack David A. Could whack him on the chin and knock him out. Now the 10 heavyweights that would beat Anthony Joshua previously and currently. All due respect, but you've been knocked out lots of times in sparring, now a few times in fighting, and I think he's on the decline. But some of them guys didn't need him on the decline. They were too much in their prime. They're natural warriors. I'm not saying he's not a warrior. I'm just stating the 10 British heavyweights I think would have beat Anthony Joshua. So let us know your opinion, guys. I don't know. That's my opinion.
Thank you.